Hello. So, where do I start? It's been a while. It's been a long while since I've uploaded anything onto YouTube, or for that matter, made any content. Um, I haven't been producing things or making any content for, I think it's been over 5 years now, 7 years maybe. Um, 6 years. So I have gone through many things. I have learned many things, and I am still on this journey of learning. Now, as I'm speaking, my heart is racing at a very high pace. My hands are definitely not comfortable. But something tells me that this is something which needs to be seen. Now, first of all, I think for a long time, only the people who are closest to me, have known how I felt about things, have known how I've been doing in life, what's been up in my life. Only those closest to me. I have learned so many, 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 many things in these few years. I am not proud of the many things that I have done in the past, about the ways I've behaved in the past, the ways I treated people in the past, the way I carried myself in the past. When I often think about, when people say, if you could be a superhero, right? What superpower would you want? And though I usually make up something just to make the room laugh, or just so that, it could be fun, I've always thought about this way. I've always wanted to have the superpower to go back in time and heal the wounds which I've caused. Sometimes I ask myself, is there a need to kind of, apologize for things? And I think that it's very important to apologize to those who you've hurt, and I truly wish that I could. I'm not in contact with everyone who I've hurt in the past, obviously. These come in many different ways, I think the ones that were more seen were obviously the ones which were most humiliating, embarrassing, and something that I've been very ashamed of, and have had kind of on my shoulders for a long time. I think I didn't treat, not I think, I know I did not treat a lot of people of the opposite gender, women, with enough respect in the ways of communication and in the ways I behaved. Now, many years ago, I dealt with the authorities. The authorities came to do what they had to do, and they had made it very clear to me that though legally I'm not reprimanded, should I say, but in my behavior it was not appropriate. I think, the perspective of, men and women, and how as society we move on. I think the world is definitely evolving, and we know a lot of the things that were done in the past were not the best, and all we can do is move forward and make it better. And believe me, I have punished myself over this day in and day out, day in and day out. I think a lot of the people around me have said that, many years ago, when your name is cleared, let the public know about it. But that didn't sit right with me for many reasons. I think there's one thing to be, in quotes, like, cleared, but it's another thing to be without sin or not at fault. So not at fault and without sin is definitely not me. And I have regretted so much about it. I think about it every day. I think about the hurt that it's brought to the ones around me every day. Every time I see someone, I meet someone new, or I see someone on the streets, I always have a tinted lens that I think that, this person knows the most humiliating part about me. When I started in entertainment many years ago, I think it was always, I wanted to have this image of, being a clean person, But the fact of the matter is that I think everyone, there is no perfect role model. I'm definitely not one of them. And if you thought I was like that, I too owe you an apology, because that isn't who I am. Unfortunately, this day and age, we always want to put our best foot forward. I think it's the same in every industry, right? We want people to think that we're good people. We want people to see us as righteous. But the fact of the matter is that is not me. Now, recently, I had some revelation when I was just by myself, and it was this idea of being a child, and when everybody was a child, everyone pooped their diaper, everyone wet their pants, everybody did humiliating things. I'm not relating it to in a way that's like, they're a child, they don't have responsibility or something, and then therefore we're allowed to do that in the future. It's not like that. It's just the concept of, we have all done embarrassing things in the past. We've done humiliating things in the past. We've all hurt people. There are a few responses that we can have, one of which is to beat ourselves up daily about it and live in that regret and that remorse. It is appropriate, because you do need to go through that stage and understand what you've done. And your body physically wants to pay for it. However, after that, we could dwell in that forever, or we could move forward. And what does it mean to move forward? No, I'm not going to do this in a different when you move forward, it means to not repeat the mistakes that were made in the past. Are we going to be perfect moving on? Am I going to be perfect moving on? I am not. I am not able to be perfect moving forward. But what I can do is take on an approach at life which is very, 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 very different from the way I was in the past. I have to do what's in my power to live a life that I can be proud of. In the days after this, I want to go into more detail about what life has been like, what the lessons are that I've learned, and also what the causes are. I wish to talk about uncomfortable topics such as finances. For these many years, I have been very ashamed that my wife has been making the money in the family. I have been making enough to get by, but it's definitely not pulling the weight of my family. And my wife has been doing that, and she's been the most understanding, forgiving, and being a person who can see what I want to believe is potential in someone who has fallen. I also want to talk about things like addiction. Addiction to pornography, addiction to an image of the opposite gender that isn't correct, which leads us to behave in a way which isn't right. I have dealt with this for many, many years. Through the years, I have had multiple men come up to me and say and share with me that they too are going through something similar to what I'm going through. They've perhaps hurt somebody, acted inappropriately to the opposite gender, and are paying a price for it. It comes with a very heavy weight of humiliation, embarrassment, shame, wanting to apologize daily, feeling disgusted at yourself. And I believe that there's a reason why I happen to still have this platform active. And I wish to be able to share that as well, so that if you're new, if you're a younger man, you're not going to make the same mistakes that I made. And if you are someone who's going through it, I want you to know that it happens to good men. Just because you've fallen in a certain aspect doesn't require you to throw the baby out with the bathwater and write off your life completely. There's still good in you. And like me, I want to believe that there is a future for us too. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is about seeking help. I have many times thought of suicide. It is a constant thought that I have. In fact, in all honesty, the thing stopping me from suicide was not the love of myself, but was from the hurt it will cause the ones around me. Whether you're a man or woman, everybody needs help. And it isn't wrong to ask for it. I have seen counselors, and they have really helped me and changed my life for the better. Now, I don't know how long this video's been running. I think something like 9 minutes. I'm not gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna put it out as it is. So, there are things that have made me feel that it's right, and this is the time for me to make this video. I've thought about this for a long time, and I don't crave entertainment anymore. I believe I wanted it for the right and the wrong things. I wanted to be successful in entertainment because of the fame it brought me. But that didn't mend that didn't make the ones who love me see me as more. Fame didn't change the amount of love the ones around me have given me. In my darkest times, they were still around me. They never cared about a single follower I had, a single event I participated in. They did not care. Were they happy for me when those things happened? Sure they were. But they saw it as something that I wanted to achieve. They were happy for me. But no amount of money, no amount of fame can make your parents love you more, can make the ones around you who love you more. That's my opinion. Let me gather my thoughts. So I don't miss entertainment. However, I think entertainment and being the artist are two different things. I started off as the artist, the young boy or man who enjoyed dancing, who enjoyed singing, and who later learned to act as well. I never thought of the glitz and glam of it. That wasn't what I was interested in. I just wanted to be seen and acknowledged by the ones around me. Upon leaving entertainment, since leaving the entertainment world, I do not miss red carpet events. I do not miss premieres. I do not miss dressing up. I really don't miss putting on makeup. But I miss being an artist. I miss creating. So my thoughts are all over the place because I am sharing them as they come to me. My daughter went for her vaccination today, and she braved it. She is so young. She's less than a year old, and she braved it. My wife is sick. My wife is stressed from overwork because single-handedly she is trying to support my daughter, our expenses, and what I perceive is quite a useless husband. And that breaks my heart. the humiliation and the shame of my actions made me believe that in this life I'm done for. This life is over for me. Maybe in another life, maybe in another dimension, but for this period, my name, Eden Ang, is over. But today, I want to come as a person who's flawed, as an artist trying to fall in love with this art again, and as a nobody who is trying to rebuild his life from what I define as scratch. That's all I have to say for this video. I hope this resonates with you. I hope if you're going through something similar, that this gives you hope. That this tells you that you aren't alone. And this makes you take that next step forward to keep trying. Every action has a reaction. This video can be taken in many different ways. If negativity is what it is, then come what may. Though I've never liked or agreed with the term hiding, I believe redemption, renewal, and improvement is what I seek right now. Thank you for listening. If I've hurt you in the past, I sincerely apologize. I really do. I want you to also know that I don't mean this only to a single gender. They have been guys out there who I've measured myself against, who I've hurt, wanting to beat, who I've disrespected, wanting to be better than, who I have hurt out of jealousy, out of my own lack of confidence. So come what may, I hope this speaks to you well. And I'll see you soon.